What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Insecure Season 5, Episode 2. So listen, we are a year later, and I like it because we're not dragging stuff out. It's going to be realistic when we come back around to some of these other storylines like Lawrence, which I know we're not done with, and some other things that I'm sure we have to deal with. So it's a year later. Issa seems to be doing really well with her company. She's, doing events. It's actually moving. I see the vision a little bit clearer now. We see her and Molly seem like they're right back where they started. They eating, dinner over each other's houses. They hanging out. Molly spending the night over Issa's place. And they seem like they're right back where they started. Molly done cut all her hair off, honey. And she look good, girl. She look good. She's doing well at work. She's still not dating, it looks like, but taking some time off to really figure her shit out, right? Figure her some stuff out. We see Issa is still cool with Nathan. She's helping him plan his 1-year anniversary. His barbershop is up and running. Everybody's doing well and doing big things, right? So Issa is pitching a really, really big event with Crenshaw, who's the artist out of Crenshaw. And they're trying to plan his fashion show, and it's like this big event. They're gonna have drummers and people on low ride bikes, and really representing the culture. And she's Crenshaw is his name, and she's working with the company of the lady that she was on the panel with from Stanford a year ago, and they like the idea and they're on board, except they think it's a bit ambitious. This is a water company. They're sponsoring it. So they want to do it, they like it, but they want her to bring it down a little bit. They want to get rid of some of the extra stuff. They just kind of want a basic runway show, right? And Issa is kind of like, okay. She tries to talk to them about it, like, well, listen, this is kind of what his brand is. And he's an ex-con who's started this fashion company, doing his own thing. He actually employs other ex-cons who, to help them get back, acclimated in the workforce. So it's absolutely right up her alley brand-wise of what it is she wanted to do and what her vision was for her block company. But they're just kind of like, I just think it's a bit much, a little ambitious, biting off more than we could chew. We just don't want it to be a disaster. We don't want us to look crazy and to fall on our faces, right? So she goes to talk to Molly. Again, we right back where we started. She's at Molly's house having dinner. She's sort of venting to Molly about the situation. And Molly says, well, why don't you go and talk to Homegirl? Her friend that, the girl from the Stanford panel who is the actual owner of the company. And Issa was like, you know what? That's a really good idea. And so she plans breakfast with Homegirl. And Homegirl invites the guy that Issa's been working with. Now, Issa was kind of trying to go, behind his back a little bit and had this conversation, but she ended up inviting him anyway. And so now Issa is basically having to have this conversation with him when she really was trying to avoid having the conversation with him. So it sort of backfired on her, but she did pitch her idea. She pitched what it is that she was trying to do, what the vision was. And they were like, okay, we're going to take a chance on it, but we do still have a couple of notes. We have a couple of things that we want you to consider. And basically the same stuff they wanted the first time. Like, I feel like Issa didn't really get anywhere. I feel like she was right back where she started, right? So, Molly, we see Molly going home, child, and she's trying to get her parents to estate plan. And baby, it ain't working, okay? They done wrote down they will on a piece of paper saying who gets what. And Molly was like, that's not what I was talking about when I said estate planning. Like, y'all really need to take this seriously. Y'all really need to do it. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. And they was like paying Molly dust to say what they always do. Like, girl, we will be all right. Like, you tripping. It's going to be good. It's going to be okay. Then her mama tries to set her up with some dude that she knew from school that is a pastor down to the church with his jeans, with his whitewashed jeans and his t-shirt tucked in, child. He remixes trap music for the Lord, okay? He turns them into gospel songs, okay? And of course, Molly is like, mama, like, I'm good. And her mother was like, because see, At the rate you going, your daddy is gonna have to roll you. You're gonna have to roll him down the aisle because he's gonna be in a wheelchair. He's gonna be so old. Like, you need to meet somebody, date for about a year or two, get married, and then get pregnant. Like, you are holding up progress, ma'am. Let's go. Let's get it. And Molly is like, Mama, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Like, it's okay. So we see Molly open up a dating app, and it's like, welcome back. And she's going through to update her dating app. And as she's reading some of the things she wrote, she realizes, I guess I was a little hard on some people, like, damn. And so now she's trying to go back and answer these questions. What is it that you're looking for? What is it that you want to see? What is it that your vision for the type of relationship you want? And Molly starts having all these flashbacks of how hard she was on guys and how negative she was and how she was always ready to count somebody out. And she realizes just, how hard she was of a person to date, and I think it was some good self-reflection. But at the end, she really had a hard time trying to figure it out. Like, what it is that she really wanted to say, Now, Issa, on the other hand, got to go down to Crenshaw and let him know, hey, we had this conversation. I talked to the people in charge, and they're going to go forward with the show, but they've got a few notes. And he was like, some notes? What notes? She was like, well, they want us to get rid of this. They want us to get rid of that. They don't want us to do this. And he was like, what? He said, well, I might as well not even do it. Like, if I can't do it the way I want to do it, I don't even want to do it. Now, mind you, while this is going on, because remember, he employs ex-cons, it was really funny. One of the dudes was like, hey, Sean, he over there eating on the job. He was like, bruh, you're not in jail no more. If you want to have a snack, he can have a snack. It's cool. Right? It was just funny. And then at the end, when Issa was getting ready to leave, he in the corner trying to sneak a sandwich. He was like, bruh, if you want a sandwich, just eat the sandwich. Like, it was funny, but not funny at the same time, right? Because these people are institutionalized, right? But he is upset with Issa. He's like, listen, at this point, like, I'm not in jail anymore. Like, this isn't what I do. This is what I stand for. I don't want to sell out. Like, if I can't do it my way, I don't want to do it. And so she sort of talks him into accepting the changes. She said, listen, it took us a year to get here. Like, I've got the sponsorship. I've got what it is that you need. It took me a year for us to get to this point. And so, I promise you, we get this. It's to get to the next level. And, basically, I need you to do it this way this time. And then next time we can do it our way. And he ain't really trying to hear it. I mean, he agrees to it, but you can tell he is not happy about it, right? So then we see Molly calling her mom and apologizing for the estate planning. She said, Mama, I'm sorry. I know I kind of pushed a little hard, and I apologize for that. And she was like, well, it's okay, because I know, I you're right. Like, we really do need to take it seriously. She said, no, Mom, like, I'm acknowledging my ish, and I'm taking responsibility for it. And again, that's where we're seeing this growth in Molly, because Molly, to call her mom and apologize, that she probably wouldn't have done that in the past, right? So we definitely see the growth in Molly. So we are at the Crenshaw event, okay? Molly done showed up with a Dasani bottle. The whole event is being sponsored by a whole nother water company. And Issa was like, girl, for real though? Girl, if you don't get rid of that damn Dasani bottle. And then we have Issa's assistant, running the metal detector over Molly, because she still think Molly put a gun down to the block party girl. Then we see old girl that, the YouTuber that be giving Issa a hard time, was there trying to interview Issa again, child, giving her a hard time. But we see all these things going on. But it is a huge event that Issa is coordinating. It is it is like Issa is doing a damn thing. Like, you can't take that away from her. She's definitely found her niche, and she's definitely doing a good job. Now, while she's doing this little interview for the YouTuber, her assistant is trying to wave her down. Takia is trying to wave her down and let her know, girl, we got a problem over here. We got a problem over here. Baby, Crenshaw has added everything back into the show that Issa tried to take out the show. And Issa goes to confront him like, listen, I thought we had agreed. He was like, nah, I thought about it and I changed my mind. I ain't gonna be a sellout. Like, you can sell out if that's what you want to do, but I'm not gonna be a sellout. This is my brand. This is what I want to do. And if it go down, I'm gonna go down the way I want to go down. But, you know, I have to stay true to who I am as an artist and stay true to my vision. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not in jail anymore, and I'm not gonna allow myself to act to be imprisoned of the brain. So the two of them end up getting to this really big argument because now Issa's offended. Like, are you calling me a sellout? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, you saying I'm a sellout? Like, what's up? And he was kind of like, well, if the shoe fits, wear it. And a part of her is like, well, damn, you ungrateful because I got you to this point and I'm telling you that we need to compromise for you to get over the finish line. And not only are you putting your brand on the line, you putting mine on the line. Like, we in this together, bruh. And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm going to do it my way. And it is what it is. So the fashion show starts and Issa is just on pins and needles. Like, whew, Jesus. I mean, keeping my fingers crossed that this works out, right? So the guys there from, you know, the water company, and the fashion show starts, and it is actually kind of amazing. It is a lot going on, though. It's a lot going on. And he realizes that, you know, pretty soon he realizes that everything he wanted to take out of the fashion show was put back in the fashion show. You know, the beginning of the fashion show was real basic. It was a regular runway show, and then the lights went out, and, you know, and they run around calling people niggas and all kinds of stuff, right? They got, you know, red bandanas, blue bandanas. Like, it was a whole lot going on. And Issa is looking at him like, oh my gosh, he is so disgusted. Oh my gosh, he is so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. This is just going to be the end all be all. This is it. Like, a year's worth of work is just down the drain. But when the fashion show was over, he comes up to Issa and he was like, so, decided to keep, you know, you decided not to take my notes, huh? And she was like, well, you know, because what's she going to do? Sell out her client? At this point, you got to kind of eat it and take whatever happens. But he absolutely loved the fashion show. He thought it went really well. And, you know, he loves the fact that she took a risk. And it worked out. Now, granted, y'all know that could have went either way. But it did work out. Her and Issa, Issa's still not in a really good place with Crenshaw. Like, after the fashion show was over, they kind of just gave each other a look. But it wasn't there was no reconciliation there. So I don't know if that's just going to be left hanging or if we're going to actually see something happen, right? So when it's over with, Issa calls Nathan and says, like, you know, basically, you want to go get a drink? And Nathan was like, all right, you know, I'll meet you. Well, you want me to meet you? Molly ends up going on a date. So, you know, we see her opening herself back up to dating. So Molly goes on a date. And so Issa and Nathan get to talking, and, you know, he's telling her, listen, it worked out. Like, don't worry about it. Don't trip. It worked out. You know, it's going to be some ups and downs sometime, and you got to kind of take the good with the bad, so to speak. And so he says, well, you know, let me get ready to go home. And she was like, you could spend the night. He was like, you sure? She was like, yeah. So we see them getting into bed, and it's kind of awkward. And so he goes to kiss her, and they get to kissing. And all of a sudden, Issa breaks down crying. Like, she is boo-hoo. At first, I thought she was laughing. But she is boo-hoo crying. Like, she is boo-hoo crying. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I was ready. I'm sorry. So he holds her until she falls asleep. And then he gets up and goes home. And she wakes up when she hears the door close. And she hears him leave, you know, and they just kind of show her laying in the bed alone. So, I don't know. I think that was our closure on the Issa Nathan situation. So, for all y'all people who were Team Nathan, I think that's kind of the closure on that. But I don't know. We're not a long season, but we know we got a whole of about 6 or 7 more episodes. So, that don't mean that he's gone. I just think the relationship piece might be gone. Anyway. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.